everyone. Let me just start by saying I do not own the rights to the music. Facebook, I do not own the rights to the music, although I sing it and I play it all through my home. I do not own the rights to the music. Facebook, okay? So don't get rid of my video because you want to say that I own the rights to the music. All right. So stay tuned, guys. We're going to be live very shortly here. This is for Mothers Against Mcginty. I've got lots of news, and I've got lots of news coming up. But listen, even if you're not a mother against Mcginty, you need to stay tuned and watch this nationwide. I know some of you that are watching right now are Mothers Against Mcginty because I know you very well. And I want to let you guys know that the mothers are coming out of the woodwork right now, more than I've dealt with before. Mothers Against Mcginty, a 14-year reign of terror in Ulster County, New York. I've exposed him before, but not like what we're about to do now. We will get him off that seat, mothers. We will get him off that seat. But I want you all to watch, because mothers and fathers that are protective, loving, take care of your children, provide for them, don't endanger them. Try to protect them from bad things like drug dealers and drug users and abusers and people that have altercations around your children and have to fight a court system to do something that's what's commendable, not punishable. Just treat your children like you should, like God has called you to do. And you've been attacked by a rogue judge, someone like me who's in the public eye, someone like me. Listen, it doesn't just happen to people like me, because it happens to anyone. I deal with all kinds of victims that have dealt with these rogue judges all over the country, all over the state of New York and Indiana and California and Texas and Tennessee and Iowa and West Virginia and South Carolina and Pennsylvania and Ohio. Did I say that already? I'll say it again. All over the country and the globe, dealing with family court judges. What are we doing? That's why I'm here today. Come on, spread this video, because listen. You know how they say you can't take a good dog down? Listen, you can't take us down. We're parents and we're right. The bottom line comes to this. We're right. We're not wrong. Our way of thinking is proper. I wrote the book, Punished for Protecting the Injustice System of Family Court. It's in the description. If you guys want a copy, I can't even keep a copy around my house. They're constantly being sold all over this country and globe. Punished for Protecting the Injustice System of Family Court. You can get your copy. It's my true story of what happened to me and my son, Christian. My son is about to be a very, very, very large, outspeaking child. He has before. You can check some stuff that he's done. Oh my gosh, he impressed me one day. We were in Sullivan County at a Human Rights Commission, and my son wanted to speak, and I wasn't sure if it was appropriate, and they waved him in. And so he came in, and he heard the injustice. And just like his mother, he spoke up. I'm so proud of him, and he was 12 at the time. He's now a teenager. He's 13. Children out there that are watching, young adults, it's time to speak. You have a First Amendment right to freedom of speech like all of us. It's time to speak, kids. Mothers, listen. I told you guys I stand for fathers too. And I thank you dads that are out there that just come and just literally stand on each side of me, hold my arms up and support me. But I'm defending moms. I'm defending moms because there is a demonic source that's out there right now that is severing children from their mothers. Loving, kind, good mothers that don't have domestic violence in their homes, that just want to protect them from that. Good mothers that, now listen, Dad, stay tuned. Stay tuned. I'm not against you. But I know fathers that support mothers. And fathers that want to take full custody away from mothers, they only want to do that because they're abusers. Oh, don't turn that dial. You don't want to hear truth, do you? Well, I'm going to keep speaking it. Because social science research proves that. Absolutely proves that. It's unequivocal. It absolutely proves that. Okay? Good dads don't take children from mothers. Now, if the mother is in the street and she's hooking and she's, got heroin needles in her arms, that's a different story. But I'm talking about good mothers. Mothers with clean backgrounds, mothers without criminal backgrounds, mothers that support their children, mothers that do it all on their own without the support or help of a father, unfortunately. And it's not because it's what they wanted. It's because it's what they've been presented before them and they didn't have a choice. Thank you, dads. I see you on here supporting me. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you, man of God. God bless you, men of God. God bless you, men of God. And the men of God, I'm calling you to come help and support us and continue like the Million Parent March, like the fathers that support women and children. You know, remember the movie The Titanic, women and children first into the boats? That's appropriate, fellas. I'm not saying that there's not mothers out there that have done you harm, because I talk to good dads every day. I was out with my friend the other day. He knows, we were talking. He's probably watching now. And they do a number. Don't get me wrong. There's that percentage out there. But that does not mean that you can go out there and attack all mothers. No, 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 no. And mothers need to be girded up and protected and supported and loved and protected from being abused. When they're victims of domestic violence, when they're trying to protect their children from drug dealers, and when certain fathers actually subject their children to drug dealers, when they only want the children because they want to get back at the ex, because they couldn't keep the ex or whatever, or they couldn't continue to control the ex, or they couldn't continue to abuse physically the ex anymore because she finally got away. That's why Barry Goldstein wrote the book, Afraid to Stay and Scared to Leave. Think about that. Afraid to stay and scared to leave. You know why they're scared to leave? Because they may not be able to have access to their children to protect them from you. Because there's rogue judges like Anthony Mcginty, who has a pattern of abuse for 14 years of severing the rights of mothers and children from each other. What a crazy thing to do. And no matter who I talk to agrees that he has severe mental illness, and that he's intentionally inflicting harm to mothers and children. He has purposely targeted me with my public persona, me with my 2-time best-selling book that exposes him, that exposes Ulster County Family Court, me who has spoken before 7 million New Yorkers and gave them their own statistics. I didn't give them Fran's statistics. I read back their statistics from Child Predator Services. Child Protective Services is what they call it. Child Pedophilia Services, Child Predator Services. I simply read back their statistics. Matter of fact, if you go to my YouTube channel, be sure to watch that. It's 15 minutes. They were like this when I was done. They didn't know what to say. They could barely ask me questions because I spoke the truth, and I am here to speak the truth, and I will continue to speak the truth. So I'm here today because I'm getting more mothers against Mcginty, but this covers them all, my friends. More mothers against Mcginty that are coming forward. And I've put a lot of stuff on my Facebook page, and I'd like you guys to please look and share. When you share, you bring more protection to people. You bring more protection to mothers and children. You bring more protection to good fathers and children. Good fathers protect and defend good mothers. Let me tell you something. I've seen a couple of stories like this, where children are now in the father's home getting straight A's. That's because if they've been with the mother for all those years, they were getting straight A's before you. No offense, fella, but where were you? Were you doing homework with them? Were you sitting down with them? Okay? And I'm not here to piss off any dads. I want you guys to listen, but I'm here to protect mothers right now. You got your father's rights champion. You've got Philly Slim, guys. You got fathersright.org. Mothers don't have a governing agency that governs and protects them from rogue judges like Anthony Mcginty, who are being paid to give fathers full custody. Full custody to fathers? Do you guys want to also let them suck your boobs for milk now too? Do you want to give birth to them and carry them in your womb too? God did not create you to do that, Jezebel. God did not create you to do that, warlock. God did not create you to do that. He created you to be a man of God that protects women and children from abusers and drug dealers and thugs and those with guns and those that do drug deals in parks and subject children to that behavior. Those that are on probation their whole lives, forced into NA, Narcotics Anonymous, forced into anger management that don't come out less angry. I'm sorry. Is this hard to hear? I'm sorry. But I have to speak the truth, my friends. So I'm here to embrace you mothers. I'm here to embrace you all the way. Good dads, you already know I'm working with you. I'm already working with these fellas. But it takes, I'm taking a very in-depth evaluation because I've dealt with a few fathers and they turned out to be full-blown abusers. And they only wanted to work us and work the system so they could get sole custody and alienate a mother who's protective and loving and caring and supports her children and didn't do anything to harm anybody. She just wanted to live normal. Full support. I know it. I can relate 1,000,000%. So if I'm offending you, I'm sorry if the truth hurts, but I'm here to speak the truth. And I hear these fathers go, well, if it wasn't for our sperm, well, let me tell you something. I hate to say it and I hate to be so blunt, but a woman could go get some sperm out of a test tube. A child's first home is in the mother's womb. Let me say it again. A child's first home is not in your sperm because you don't carry that egg that gets passed down generation to generation. Oh, I got chills. How God created us and how God loves women. A child's first home is the mother's womb. A child's first home is the mother's womb. And this is for mothers that abort your children. I'm rebuking you too when I say that, in love. So this goes both ways. But a child is not created in sperm. The child is fully created and formed in the womb. The Bible says, God says, he actually says he had a fear, a reverential fear when he created you in your mother's womb. Did you know that the egg of the grandmother is passed down to the mother? You are already known. You're pre-known. You're absolutely pre-known. And you're passed down. That's not women's lib. That's creation. That's science. It's not women's lib. I honor and love men of God. I honor and love men of God. I honor and love good fathers. I honor and love good husbands, protectors. That's your job. That's your job. I honor and love good fathers. I have so many close, super close friends, and we're all on the same page together. Men, fathers, brothers. They would never do this to women. Never. It's abuse. It's abuse to women and it's abuse to children. And it's going to stop. So I need my army. Support me. I need you guys behind me. It's going to stop. You got your fathersrights.org. You got Philly Slim, your father's rights champion. But I can tell you something, dads. Good dads out there, you've never gotten not 10 seconds of help from those organizations. I can prove that over and over again. I've helped you get your children many times. As long as you had a balanced, healthy background for it. Not to steal them away from a good mother. That's abuse. And the sacred bond between a child and a mother that continues on after the umbilical cord is cut is literally a lifelong healing journey. And when it's severed and harmed after that, do ACE research, adverse childhood experiences, it does lifelong damage. It can take up to 20 years off of their lives, and does in adulthood. You may be a product of that. When God says in his word that he wants to return the hearts of the fathers back to the children, the father, not all fathers, because the Bible wouldn't also say, you are of your father, the devil. Balance, my friends. Balance, my friends. Don't play games with me, and don't play games with God, and don't play games with the Holy Bible, because you're wrong. Your theology is off. So when he says, the hearts of the fathers back to the children, and the hearts of the children back to the father, that doesn't mean you kick out mom. Come on. A godly, loving man will protect a woman and mother and children. Not endanger them, put them in bad neighborhoods when they come from good homes. Allow them to be molested, abused. You should see what I see every day. Every day, what I've seen for years. I've brought Anthony Mcginty before the New York State Assembly. I brought Anthony Mcginty in my book. I brought Anthony Mcginty in 2014 before he was even my judge. God is my only judge, the one true judge. Even before he was put on my case back then, I was in all the newspapers with his name off my mouth. He had no right being my judge then. But he's one of many that have done this diabolical act. I worked with the district attorney's office in Ulster County. My story will always be the same because it is the truth. And the truth cannot be altered or changed. And he continues to do this damage to children and mothers up until this very day. And now the mothers are just coming in and coming in and coming in and coming in. And if you're a mother who's been a victim of Mcginty, Anthony Mcginty of Ulster County Family Court, we have a team pulled together right now. We are taking him off that seat. We are taking that demonic, diabolical man that needs a mental health evaluation last year off that seat, so he cannot be a public detriment, a public danger any longer to mothers and children. We are getting him off that bench. Now, listen, I have a very good male friend. I love him dearly. that suffered tremendously from this man. And he knows who he is. He's probably watching right now. If not, he will watch soon. And I support him immensely. He does go after dads too, but his reasoning is because this particular dads go against corruption. So he goes to destroy them. He systematically destroys people. That's some severe mental illness right there. That's some sociopathy. That's reverse thinking, severe reverse thinking. So the opposite of what's normal, which is what I talk about in my book, is exactly what he does when he renders orders. Do you think that God Almighty is going to continue to allow him to go? And he uses his people to make sure that we take down the giants. This becomes our calling when you go through whatever it is you're going through, brothers and sisters. I will read your stuff, guys. I can't see it right now because I don't have my glasses on. I promise you I will. And I want you to know, guys, most of you that are my friends here on my friends list, you know I support you. Okay? But I'm going to be defending mothers and children because there's no excuse for this nonsense anymore. I've had enough of it. I've had enough of it a long time ago. But I have risen up even harder and stronger right now because this cannot continue. And it will not continue. It will not continue. And if they won't arrest Anthony Mcginty, we're going to make a public spectacle of him. We are planning on we are going to make an all-out public spectacle of him. If you go all over my Facebook page, you will see some of the stories. But all these mothers are going to be coming together, and we're going to be doing a very large Facebook Live, and we're going to tell you our stories. And some of these children are grown up, so they're coming forward too. To see the years of 14 years worth of Anthony Mcginty's destructive behavior, his public servant behavior, and what he has done to families and children, and primarily his goal, primarily his pattern of abuse has been mothers and children. Victims already, and he re-victimizes them over and over again, and violates the law all over the place. Due process laws, process serving laws. He violates protected classes, which are domestic violence victims and ADA rights victims, disability victims. He twists his cord around. It's literally called, it's a legal terminology, legal abuse syndrome, and it's also called, give me a second, a fraud upon the court, where he manipulates the court to work in the way he wants it to work. Okay, that's over now. That's over now. That's done. So anybody that's dealt with him, please get a hold of me because we're going to continue to pound it from the Supreme Court up, down over him, and his little imps that he uses in his little circular Ulster County Family Court and what he does. Once we get him down, the other two bozos will go with him. His little, Jezebel, whatever they are, Ahabs that work with him. And unfortunately, they punished him by sending him to Sullivan County because of what he did to me and my son in 2017. What kind of a punishment is that? Now mothers in Sullivan County are being victimized by Anthony Mcginty. Please get a hold of me. Now, on other mail, sometimes I won't see your mail if you're not my friend. So I will actually put my email in the description as well. And then I need you to put in subject heading, Anthony Mcginty victim or mother against Mcginty. Okay, my friends, we have a lot coming forward very soon with what is being done. We are going to get him off that seat. I told you before when I was trying to get him off and we didn't get him off. Unfortunately, we didn't get him off. We will be doing it now. We will, in fact, be getting him off that seat, and we will be doing a humongous public shaming. Okay, and anyone that's involved with Anthony Mcginty in the county of Ulster County, because right now I'm working with the Ulster County legislator, I'm working with Congress people, I'm working with the district attorney's office, not but like enforcing them to do the right thing, period. That's it. That's it. Forcing them to do the right thing. And it's going to be done. We have to rise up as a nation, my friends. We have to. We are the governing people. We, the people, are the governing people, not the other way around. We don't bow down to these people. I have mothers that literally, I told you, look at the stories. One was having a stroke. One had her hand practically bit off when she was almost beaten to death. I can tell you story after story where he gives them the physical custody, full custody, sole custody, decision-making power over good mothers, protective, loving, caring mothers who've done nothing wrong but be a victim. That's just sick. That's just sick. How can we allow somebody like that to continue in a position where we're paying him to keep hurting families? How? And I know this happens to dads, okay? I know this happens to dads. I'm not saying that it doesn't, but I'm here to support mothers and children. That's it. And good dads, I'm not here for you. You guys already know, okay? But I'm not going to listen to the nonsense. Don't say that you're being alienated when the children are being protected from you. Don't give me that line. That line cannot be used for everybody and everything. That's nonsense. Okay, alienation is when you're good and you're not doing anything wrong, and then you're being taken out. But not when you're an abuser and in and out of jail and taking your children into the middle of drug deals. You're not being alienated. Your children are being protected from you. So stop the nonsense. Stop the nonsense. You're not fooling anyone anymore. And we will shine that light right on you. We will shine that light right on you. You beat her up. Do you think you should have your children because some crazy judge says you could? If she hit you, that's a different story, and you didn't hit her back, because I commend men like you. God bless you. Then you're being alienated, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. I agree with you wholeheartedly. But the game is over. The game is over, especially in Ulster County. And I promise you, this will travel the whole country, because remember, the 1962 Family Court Act started in New York, and it's going to end in New York. See, I didn't want to get back into this, but God made me. He pushed me back into it. He said, you're going to fulfill your promises to take Anthony Mcginty down. I said, oh, okay. Here I am. God bless each and every one of you. Mothers Against Mcginty, get a hold of me, because we're moving very fast right now. God bless you guys.